Everyone, Jer here, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about entrepreneurship, business, finance, wellness, everything. Here I am in the San Mateo area. Just took off from this little cafe called Sweet Indulgence Cafe. Got this nice little mango coconut drink. Love Hong Kong style cafe, it's so good. If you guys are in the area, definitely recommend this cafe. Check it out in the description below. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about these two different areas that I've been living in for the past year or so. Just jumping back and forth in between the SF Bay Area region and the LA region. And it just got me thinking so much about the different areas in terms of the types of people who live here and there, and what are the sort of cultures of both areas. Orange County is a really interesting area. It's filled with a lot of tech and professionals and beaches. It's also very suburban, having a lot of just nice sort of residential areas like Irvine, sort of a bubble, and then there's Costa Mesa and Newport Beach, and then there's Santa Ana and Anaheim, which have more flavor. Disneyland, if that's your thing. Definitely the people down there in Orange County really appreciate taking things a bit slow and just relaxing and going to the beach, and I really appreciated that. How every single day after I'm done working, I would go to Newport Beach and just relax and just take a walk around and get something to eat. I think that growing up in the Bay Area, I didn't have any of that. It's just all work all day long, and just thinking about from the young age of just, like 3, starting to do homework and learning, math and reading, and then just going through the entire education process in the South Bay. It's very, very intense, and it's all about just working as hard as you can and learning as much as you can, and focusing on academics, education, coding, and technology. And as a kid, I wasn't the strongest academically. Well, I didn't feel like I was the strongest. This place has a way of making you feel like you're very academically, intellectually inferior. And I went through undergrad and grad with an MBA, and I still feel very academically inferior compared to a lot of my peers. But this area, particularly the South Bay area and the peninsula, is filled with high-achieving Asian Americans who, they put their kid through very good schools and focus on strong extracurricular activities like piano and some sort of sports, and some coding camps after school. Pair that with a lot of private tutors, and then they go to a top school, or at least a UC, and then they get a job in tech. After they move, they either studied here at Stanford, Berkeley, or Santa Clara, San Jose State, or they went to LA or New York. Then they come back and they work in technology and make their money. But I find that a lot of people here are just so focused on achieving more and innovating and working with technology, and it's great. And I realize that I'm a part of my environment, in that I grew up here and started my own company and did the whole startup thing right out of undergrad. But I realize it's just such a homogenous place. spending time in LA made me realize that I took a break from this place, and coming back here, it's just, even during the pandemic and COVID, it's just it's so work oriented. And people, they just have conversations constantly about technology. That's all they think about. They think about, their software engineering, and you just have a bunch of teams, and everyone is on some team out there, whether it's at some FANG or some startup, but everyone is working at a tech company. And if you don't, you absolutely cannot fit in here. It's really hard to fit in. But anyways, it's a very intense place for technology, and it's not the only hub of technology, but it's certainly a very, very strong one, with just, the heart of it being in Silicon Valley, in Santa Clara specifically, and San Jose, and Palo Alto, Mountain View being so strong, and then SF having very strong startup scene, as well as some, very strong tech companies there as well. And people, they're just so focused on things that, they make the world better, but at the same time, they are very myopic and not thinking about life and just enjoying life and getting back to sort of the basics of, having more space, having more time, and just enjoying your life with your friends, your family, your spouse. It's just really, really crazy when I think about people here. They work so hard, and at the end of the day, they barely have time for themselves or their spouse or a hobby. They just spend it all in their job, and they make a good income, sure, but when you really think about it, what you're spending your time on, a lot of these people they're just so focused on technology. And moving to the Orange County area and spending time in LA and OC and San Diego made me realize that there's so much of the world out there, even as close as 300 to 400 to 500 miles away. It's just so different. It's a night and day difference. People, I just really like the laid back lifestyle of the LA area, going to the beach, going to restaurants and going to a cafe and listening to music, having fun, meeting people, relaxing a bit, and just taking things a bit slower, just, sitting down and reading a book, or going on a hike. Houses in LA area are much bigger in OC than they are in the San Francisco Bay Area. I mean, the housing here is ridiculously expensive, with the average rent being $2.25 million in Cupertino and $2.5 million in Palo Alto, $6 million in Atherton, San Jose is $1 million. So, and then when you compare that with the average prices in Irvine, which is in a very expensive area of the LA area, that's $900K on average. And then the top one, Newport Beach, is $2.2 million. And then San Diego being $645K. My point of sharing this is just, this area has gotten so expensive, and while I appreciate it has so much to offer in terms of work and technology, it's often just it's so myopic. Like, people just don't see anything other than just working in tech and making money and raising capital, and these are just in the broad scheme of things, it's really silly. I think that this time of this pandemic has given me the opportunity to really think about what I want out of my life and what I want to do. Certainly I've had the opportunity to move, and like right now I'm in this space where I'm deciding whether I want to move either to the city or move maybe around it, whether that's Berkeley or something, San Mateo, or move to LA or San Diego, back there. And I've just been thinking, do I need to be closer to where all the action is? I mean, this COVID thing has also complicated things a bit, especially also moving to a place, as well as renting versus buying is sort of another question. But when I think about where are the pros and cons and what am I really getting out of this place, I want to get a full-time job in this area as I think there's just a lot of benefits of that, obviously, but also potentially I think moving to an area like LA and experiencing that would be really great. So I think, yeah, I mean, just spending time away from my business and just, I mean, I've been focusing on just a lot of things. I mean, I had a full-time job as a director of demand gen at this tech company called Measure One, and then I was also the head of marketing at Dish Crawl, also the founder, and just focusing on building all sorts of campaigns and creative work for these restaurants and small businesses. I think this time has given me more opportunity to be creative, which is what I really want to focus on. And I want to focus on just being happier and connecting with people. Because I think at the end of the day, what's most important is our relationships, our people that we spend most time with. We want to make sure that we're always hanging out with good people, that we are spending time cultivating our mind, that we are exercising and practicing good habits, and, you know, consuming good media. I think going to San Diego or going to LA would give me that opportunity to be in the right headspace to just relax and, you know, learn to be more independent, cook good meals at home, have a larger house, have a larger space. I mean, right now I'm just in a very, very tiny space, and it just feels very often suffocating. So yeah, I mean, right now I am looking for a full-time role at a startup on Angel List. Sort of been interviewing lots of different companies, and even during this time there's a lot of interviewing going on, there's a lot of hiring, just sort of seeing what's the right fit out there, and not rushing into things. But I am looking for a director of marketing role, and yeah, I'm looking for one in the San Francisco Bay Area or the LA region, but with the intention of working remotely. So yeah, I think this is a very exciting time. Just really thinking about how this applies to you, and if you live in California, thinking about SF versus LA, which one should you live in? Really think about what do you prioritize at this moment in your life. I'm not saying that SF area is the worst place or a bad place. It's a great place for your career, and I think a lot of people view it as, in the media, they view it as the Hollywood of technology, and it kind of is. It's really the center of everything. But when you think about it, you really don't have to be in Silicon Valley to work in technology. You can be actually anywhere in the world, and there are a lot of software engineers, there's a lot of people working in marketing or sales outside of Silicon Valley or even Silicon Beach in the LA area. So you can work in technology. There really is, I don't know how important it is to be here in the Bay Area. Just bear in mind that I think there is, you know, a lot of just, if you move here and after a year it sort of wears off, you will find that there's a lot of the same type of people talking about, you know, tech all day long, talking about their exits, talking about raising money, and it's just kind of strange. I feel like it's a hard place to grow in that people, they're just so homogenous and they're not really focused on things that might be important to me. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this video, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this concept. What do you think of SF versus LA? Have any of you lived in both of these cities? Yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, guys.